Okay, the first thing we're going to do now that we have the AutoMate open is to take off this corrugated tube and set this aside because we're going to need to put the new pigtail through there. So you get the MokeMate kit and you want to get the pigtail, which looks like this, and just carefully unwrap it. And I want to tuck the one end down over in here. And what I'm going to do is try to fish it through the hole here. And the hole is big enough, so you should be able to get the test clips through very carefully, one by one. And the ground cable, the ground wire I should say, it's not really a cable, part of a bigger cable. Okay, and what we want to do is we want to stretch this out all the way to about the length that the motor cable shrink tube is already set. So let's go ahead and do that right about there. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take the spiral wrap and wrap this stuff around here in place of the corrugated tube, which I think is a little easier. And you want to get about 2 or 3, maybe 4 turns on first, and then we're going to slide it through the housing bracket here. So that's going to be our protection, so the wires don't chafe against the metal case. Finish wrapping it tight. One more turn here. Bingo. So it should look just like that. And then what you'll do with the female end is just tuck it down inside the bracket for now until we're ready to connect it. So now we're ready to make the electrical connection. Really easy. Just take one of these clip leads, either one, and you want to hook it to the outside terminal of R3. And I'll zoom in here so that you can see R3. Well, I guess we can't zoom while we're recording. So we're going to clip it to the outside of R3. Actually, yes, outside of R3. Okay, and he's on there. And the other one we're going to hook to the inside terminal of R2. I don't know if you can see it, but it's over here. And you want to pay particular attention to the angle of the hook. You want the hook to angle out toward the motor, so it's easier to get off if you have to take this off. So he just clips on there, and that's it. And then there's one ground wire that we have to hook up, and it's going to go under the innermost terminal here, which is actually marked half B. So you'll need an electronic screwdriver or some sort of a small screwdriver, and you open this screw up about 3 or 4 turns. The screw's not going to come out, and then you take the black wire of the MokeMate test set, which should already be pre-tinned so it doesn't fray, and you want to get it right up in there like that in the same hole. Try to get the 2 wires side by side because the clamp has a bar that clamps down equally across the slot, and you hold those in and you just tighten the screw up good and tight. And the most important part of the installation is make sure these wires are tight. Give them a gentle tug, both of them, the existing sensor wire and the new black wire you put in, and that's it. And now we're ready to test. Testing is relatively easy. We're going to go flip the AutoMate up over on its top, or on its feet like it's supposed to. And I'm going to go take the pedal and throw it on the floor. And plugging it in, and it's actually really easy. I don't know if you can see down there. You just reach in there and pull out that female pigtail, just like that. Take the plug. It is somewhat polarized, doesn't need to be, it's just the way the plugs are. There's a wide one and a narrow one. Just line up the little dots, the bigger dots on the little clamping pin that goes through them. Plug it in. Nice thing about this is it tucks away right underneath of it, like that. And the legs on the AutoMate are actually tall enough that, I don't know if you can see it, that the cable fits through here nice without smushing it. So it makes for a real nice, smart little setup out of the way, just like that. And power cord. So we'll grab the power cord, scoot the guy over, plug the power cord in, turn the AutoMate on, and then press the foot pedal. Release the foot pedal. Press the foot pedal. Release the foot pedal. And that's it. And also I forgot to add as a little tip on the evil corrugated tube that we took off here when we put the spiral wrap. Good place to save that in case you ever want to undo this, or if you had to send the AutoMate back for warranty, whatever, is now that we have the spiral wrap, just simply slide this thing back over top of that, like so. The spiral wrap is kind of a nylon slippery stuff, so this stuff slides right over. And you can slide that right over there, and nobody will be the wiser. Okay, assembling the AutoMate should be relatively easy. Some folks may not be comfortable with the wires dancing around. I'll throw a couple tie wraps in the kit. You can just clamp these wires together like this with a tie wrap. Cut it off. These clips are a lot more stabler than they look. They're free to rotate around, so it's not going to hurt anything if it gets pulled over to one side a little bit. They're not going anywhere. Okay, time to put the hood on. So we'll stand the AutoMate up on its back. We find a cover, and we very carefully line a notch up with the corrugated tube and make sure it goes over it. And this lip will go underneath of the top half, just like that. And line the holes up, if I can find them. And there should have been 6 screws that you took out. 3 long ones, 3 short ones. And we're going to take the 3 long ones. Let's put the 3 short ones aside so we don't lose those. And we're going to put the 3 long ones in the upper edge into the little nylon hem nuts that they have in here for us. And when you tighten these, you don't want to go crazy. You don't want to strip them out. Okay, where are you, Iffy? We'll come back around and tighten those up in a second. And the third one. I don't think I got him. Yeah, you gotta push that cover tight in there. There we go. Just snug. Don't strip them. It is just a nylon hem nut. Okay. And the third one. Now these inner ones are really short, so they're going to be a little tricky. Can you see them? They're threaded just into the upper base, so there's not a lot of thread. So you got to be real careful. Don't go crazy when you're tightening these up, because you will strip them. So you get them started, and I just kind of snug the case forward a little bit. Just lift a little snugness. Go for the center one. Snug, but not over snug. And this last one, let's see, I'll try to get him up on the back. See if I can reach in front of the camera to get him. You're not going to be able to see that, are you? Well, let's turn it sideways. There we go. Last but not least, reach in front of the camera here. Whoop. Okay, snug, snug, and triple snug. Okay, that does it for the hood. Now there's a bracket we need to put back on. Turn it back over. And here's the bracket. Notch goes up, pretty straightforward. There's two 7/16 nuts that we took off, and I just get a ratchet, 7/16, stick that nut on there. And let's go for the bottom one first. And then we'll reach up there and get the top one. Snug. I don't know what the torque specifications are, but if you have any experience with this kind of stuff, you make your own torque wrench. That's it. The AutoMate is now officially assembled.